It is actually a very good moment having you here on this platform, and we are taking you deep into one of the fascinating topics in geography, which is talking about map reading. And in this topic, we are going to be looking at a particular lesson, how to enlarge a map. I'm just thrilled because this is another academic year which is drawing very closer to an end, and we have examination students who are preparing for the GCE which is coming up, and most people are wondering what are they going to set actually in geography. Is it going to be map enlargement, map reduction, or map copying? So guys, why not instead be very comfortable with whatsoever comes by just following these lessons step by step, and take your pen, take your pencils, and let us work together. But guys, remember, if you're not actually subscribed to my channel, Intelligentsia Network, please kindly do so, and always remember to like and share my videos, and why not always leave your comments, because that is what keeps the channel growing. So guys, we are going to be diving straight into a lesson today, how to enlarge a map. But it's very important for us to know the basics of map reading, which is actually first thing is to define what a map is all about. So guys, when you look at yourself in a picture, it is simply a representation of who you are. So on your body, you have your nose, you have your mouth, you have your ears, and you have all other parts of your body which actually complement that body and makes it to function. So the same we have for a map too. So we'll say a map is simply a diagrammatic representation of the earth or part of the earth's surface. In our case today, we are going to be looking at the diagrammatic representation of a map region of Cameroon, which is actually Muyoka. So we have it drawn on this map sheet. This is what we have as a topographical map. On this topographical map, we call it topographical map, or generally we refer to them as the Ordnance Survey map extract, because these maps contains a collection of informations which actually interrelate with each other, making it more geographical. And among these informations, which you will love to know, the first one, which is very, very important, is the topography and the relief of the area. And for us to easily know the relief of this area, guys, it is imperative to know how to study the contours and how the contours actually they behave to give us particular relief features. So on this map, you can easily find maybe highlands, just as you can find lowland features. Reason why we refer to them as topographical maps, because we have other types of maps. We may have a geological map. We may have a map that talks about climate. We have a political map, like a map of Cameroon that shows the 10 regions of Cameroon. So not only does it show the relief regions or the relief characteristics, also it carries characteristics of the vegetation of the area. It has characteristics of the drainage of the area, and that's about the physical aspect, which is not studied in geography. But the physical aspect does not act in isolation. It acts in combination with some other human aspects like settlement, transport network connectivity, and all those lights which actually interplay to make it geographical. So, but one thing that is very, very important is the fact that the relief has a strong hold. It has a very importance on other geographical aspects which we have, or geographical elements which we have actually enlisted here, like the vegetation, the drainage. You see, major rivers take their rise from the highlands and flow down to the lowlands. The vegetation grows more on a gentle slope than on a high slope, or on a highland, if you beg your pardon. So this is simply a map. So on this map, we have the map itself, and we have information here that concerns the map, which we call the key. And up here we have the cardinal orientation. Above here we have the map title. So guys, those are some of the elements which we have on the map. So we are going to be diving straight into learning how to actually enlarge a map. It's a step-by-step procedure, and I want you to actually get engaged. Just grab the instruments that are needed. So what are we going to be needing together? We are going to be needing a tracing paper, or better still, we need a graph paper, preferably graduated in centimeters, which are going to be using. We will need a ruler. We need a ruler, which some may call the linear scale. Of course, we need a pencil, we also have to draw, and an eraser in case we come across any mistakes, we need to erase that out. You may use a graph paper, or better still, you can use a plain sheet of paper. Like in this case here, I'm going to use a plain sheet of paper. And once that is really gotten, the next step which I'm going to be working on is to identify the area on which I'm going to be working on. So in this case, permit me to choose the area north of 42 and the west of 55. So I said we're going to work in on the north of 42 on this map extract and the west of 55. So I'm very sure that you guys may be wondering, what do we mean by north of 42 and west of 55? So kindly get into my previous videos that teaches you how to actually read grid references. There you will find how to understand how to orientate yourself on such a map. But it's not a problem, because we are going to be looking at all that in this worksheet. So just be patient, and we are going to roll. So we are saying that we're going to be working on the north of 42 and the west of 55. North of 42, we look at it here. This is 42. North means northings, 42. To the north of it, this is 42. And then north of that means that we are moving up to this direction. And if we talk about the west of 55, this is it. It means at 55 we go towards the west, and therefore we're supposed to look at the area which will intersect to form the area which we're going to be working on. So if I draw a line, straight line here, if I place a straight line, it will go up like this. And if I place another line here, you come like this. So the area which you're working, say that we're talking about north and west, it means that we're working on this portion here. It's a square actually, so we're going to work on that area. So guys, we are going to start by, first of all, measuring the length from here to here. But you will come to discover that when we measure the length using the ruler that is graduated in centimeters preferably, we are going to measure all measurements beginning from 0. When we measure from here, from this point 0 to 42, which ends here, it ends exactly here, we discover that it will give us about 7.6 or 7.7 centimeters. That could be a little bit problematic. So why not measure first of all the area, or the linear distance of a grid square. So this is a grid square that we have here. So I have to measure from here to here. You give me 2 centimeters. If I take again here, I will have 2 centimeters. If I come here, I'm still having 2 centimeters. But when I take a holistic measurement, it wouldn't give me an even number, or better still, a round figure. So preferably, I will advise that we have to keep aside the ruler, and we rather count our grid squares. So if I count here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Working within the area given. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 grid squares, and one of these grid square is 2 centimeters each. So preferably, I'm going to take 4 times 2, which will give us 8, which means that if I have to measure, instead of having 7.6, I should have exactly 8 centimeters. So the next thing I want to do is to multiply the measured scale. 8 times 2, because when you are asked to enlarge a map, you may be given to what dimension you're enlarging. You may be enlarging to twice its scale, or you may quadruple the scale, or more than that. So in this case, let's say we are supposed to multiply twice its scale. Twice its scale means therefore that once I've gotten 8 centimeters here, I will multiply that by 2. And multiplying that by 2 will give me 16 centimeters. So I'm going to draw on my trace paper 16 centimeter, and I'll do the same this way too. When we look at it here, we count 1, 2, 3, 4. So the same will give us 8 centimeters times 2 will give us 16 centimeters. We have gotten that already. Let us therefore move down now to our tracing paper to draw an area of 16 centimeters square. So champions, we have gotten already our grid squares already drawn. Now you will want now for us to put now the grid references. That's the next thing we are supposed to do, to insert the grid references as they appear, as we find them here. So we'll begin with the hastings. So we have 51, 52, 53, 54, and we end with 55 as we had it. So you see west of 55. And also here we have 42, begin with 42. That's northern 42. We go up to 43, 44, 45, 46. I confirm that with the original map which you have there. We have 46 too. So we have already gotten all the necessaries. The next thing is to put now the landmarks, just simply to add the various landmark features which may be required. Let's take for instance that we have been asked to insert, a post. You have to go to the key. This is where the key is very, very essential for you to identify a particular feature. We may begin by saying that they may have asked us to insert a road that we have here. This is a third road, and this is a third road that we have here. So we are going to look at where the road begins, on which grid square that the road begins. The road is out of our area where we are working. Let's look at this other one. This is the edge road. So they may ask us to represent this edge road that we have here with the thing that's found within the area drawn. So I'm not going to, be following how the road meanders. I'm just simply going to look at where the road begins, the grid square, where it begins and where it ends. And I'm going to meander with it, because the road is never too straight, guys. So I'm going to put that. So it begins actually on the first grid square, which is 54, 42. So I'm going to do something like this. And you remember that we have enlarged this map, and therefore any feature which we actually draw on the enlarged map should also be magnified, because that was the main purpose why we had to enlarge our map, for us to see a particular feature very well. So I'm going to just magnify this road. I'm going to magnify the road. So you may wish to shed the road. So I'm doing the shading so that we should understand, geographically. You can draw a feature without actually shading. Good. Now the next thing we may be asked also to put up maybe a vegetation land, like around here, this vegetated area that we have here. So we find many vegetation there, rainforest. In this case here, I think it should be a rainforest. So you may ask us to represent a rainforest. Just simply carve out the area which we have it, guys. Carve it out. It occupies a greater portion, and we are not forced to, you may shed, or you may represent a symbol that looks like vegetation, or prefer to use a symbol that actually looks like vegetation. So the whole of this area is actually vegetated. We're talking about Moyoka here. Moyoka is found in the southwest region of Cameroon, and precisely in the equatorial region, where it's covered with abundant tree species, the mahoganies, you can name them. So we may also be required to insert another feature. Let's see this one. This on the map is a hospital. So hospital, it's very important to look at the grid square in which the hospital is found. If you look at it, it falls exactly at 54, 42. So I'm just going to come here and I'll represent a hospital here, 54, 42. Something falls on this line directly. With the sign of a cross to indicate it as a hospital. So good. And any other feature you may be asked to put, plantation, or we have oil palms here, even though it's out of the area we're working on.
we have other features so which you may be asked to put. So you simply have to put it there. Like I spoke about the postal service, which is a post office. You simply need to look at the area, the same grid box where it is found. I have to put the postal service. I'll just simply come and put here, draw something that resembles it. So that's my postal service. So I'll then come now. After all that is done, it is very important now to go to the legend or the key. So I'm going to put here a key, preferably you write with pen. It should be visible. So guys, I always love to, geography is always divided into two main branches, physical and the human part. So I always love to categorize my key by putting first of all A, physical features. Physical features. So the physical features are those natural aspects on the map which has been given to us by nature. Most essentially, we have roads. I want to talk about vegetation. Road is actually a human feature. A river could be a physical feature, but in this case, we never had a river. So had we had a river drawn on a map, we would have begun with a river because a line symbol. But since we don't have, we're going to just move to represent the area symbol. Since vegetation it occupies a particular area, it is essential that we place that in a square. So I'm going to draw a square box for appropriate size, on which I'm going to represent in it vegetation. So you see. So let's give the name, maybe rainforest vegetation. So that is the lone feature which we have, which is physical. We go to B, human features. So the human features we have here, we have a road, which is a line symbol. So you always begin with line symbols. And the road in this question here is an earth road. So the earth road, followed by representative symbols already. So since they are already having a particular shape, we're just simply going to represent them as they are. We begin first of all with the postal service. And then we go to represent also the hospital. Good. Now this road has not been named because it's just an earth road. Had it been a national road, we would have loved to name it national road number 3, national number road whatsoever. So in this case, it was not named because it has no name on the original map itself. So we want to add also the new scale. Remember I told you that the new scale now is going to be divided. The original scale is going to be divided into 2. So if we have the original scale at 1:50,000, it means our new scale here is going to be 1:25,000. If you wish to know more why we have actually done this scale as 1:25,000, why not drop a comment on the comment section, then I'm going to reply to you as quick as possible. Also, it's very important for us to orientate this map that is showing the direction on which the map is facing. Permit the map reader to easily know how to place the map. We have it to the north. Lastly, which what we want to add here now is the the title of the map. So I'll preferably write up with a pen or even with a pencil, and enlarge. So my title is going to be an enlarge map extract. Enlarge map extract of Muyoka and environs. Say it's west of 55 and north of 42. So guys, we are almost done. The last aspect which we want to do now is simply to put everything in a very large, in a inclusive frame. Yeah, that's to make the map reader, or better still, the examiner, for those who are engaging themselves into examinations some few weeks to come, they make the examiner to understand that whatever is found within this frame is particular to the map. So it's always essential geographically to put everything in a large frame that we have it here. So guys, if you were actually following up and drawing this with me together, then congratulations, you have actually learned how to enlarge a map. And this is basically the ways of actually doing map enlargement. It is pretty simple. So guys, always take it an appointment to be inquisitive about geography, to know more about geography, and take it as an appointment next time, where we'll be talking again about how to reduce a map. Given that you have already understood how to enlarge a map, therefore you are a great champion. Let's take the appointment next time to see how to actually enlarge, to reduce a map, and why not also learn how to copy a map. Remember to always like, subscribe, and share my videos to your peers. Guys, I love you so much. Bye.